welcome back to my channel. This month I am doing the sales video slightly differently. So for the previous few months I have recorded them as I've packed them, as I've been parceling them ready to go out. I've recorded and I've said what's sold and how much it's sold for and so on and so forth. And I forgot to start recording. I had to do that this week for this video and I forgot to record and sent the first few out. So I've decided that this week, instead of doing it that way around, we will do it through screenshots. And I am recording me to hopefully sit down in the corner and talk you through what you're seeing on the screen, if I get it right. So these are sales from starting off then Monday the 28th of October. First thing I sold on that day then was this Disney Store Star Wars BB-8 ceramic coffee mug. I believe this came from the car boot sale a couple of weeks ago. It may have come from a charity shop. I know I won't have paid more than £2 at the very, very most, and possibly only £1. I'm going to put it into the figures as having paid £2, but I think that's a wild estimate. I think I paid less. I wish I could remember exactly where I got it from. I've only had it a few weeks. Ridiculous, isn't it? Okay, next up is this Jeff & Co. Jeff Banks leopard print nylon puffer style coat. It's a size 8. I didn't know if it would sell very quickly, but actually it was only listed for a couple of weeks before it went. I have priced it quite low, but I did get it in 3 for £1 at the car boot sale. So it cost me the princely sum of 33p and sold for £14.99. So you can't grumble at that, can you? And I didn't want it to hang around too long. I have issues with storing coats. They annoy me. I got rid of my big clothes rail and now coats take up too much space, so move it on quickly, and that's a good profit on 33p. Next up is this Geomag. This also came from the car boot sale. The Geomag cost me £1 at the car boot sale, and that sold. I accepted a best offer on that one, and it sold for £9. Now that's quite a low best offer, bearing in mind that my asking price was £14.99, but sales have been a bit sticky this week, and so I was willing to take offers and get stuff moving quite happily. This Avenue pastel blue sweater, it must have come in the sacks because it's not something I ever would have picked up with, with the intent to resell. It's been listed and listed and listed. The background on that photograph is taken in the loft. So bearing in mind that I've been back into this room for a year and I was in the office for a year, that photograph is over 2 years old, possibly nearer 3 years, which is why it's reached the auctions. I only auction stuff that I've had in stock for a very long time, and it's gone out at £2.99. If it came in sacks, it will have cost me a maximum of 50p and possibly less. Next up is this Stock Shop jumper. This belonged to Natalie. We cleared out her bedroom a little bit a while ago, and she gave me a pile of stuff that I could either, sell on or take to the charity shop, whatever I thought was appropriate. I kept this to sell, not because Stock Shop is a particularly good brand, because it isn't, it's a very cheap brand, but because it's a hummingbird print, and bird prints are really, really popular at the moment. I have sold that one for £6. These are all plus postage, by the way, unless I say otherwise. So £6 on something that costs you nothing at all, that's it's bread and butter money. Next up is another item that I accepted a best offer on. That is this Mushulu blue floral pattern scarf. Mushulu, they're very good in shoes, but I didn't know they made scarves and things as well, so I was a bit surprised when I found this brand name on there. This came in the sacks and cost me less than 50p, and I accepted a best offer of £7. This Primark Pink Swan comfort blanket came from the car boot sale last weekend. It cost me 50p and has sold for £11.99 plus postage. It's funny, you might think that, oh, why would you bother picking up Primark comforters? They have a lot more value, the Primark ones, than quite a lot of the other ones. So I think the thing is with comforters is the value is in the fact that the child has lost it and is distraught. And as harsh as that may sound, the parents are then willing to pay to replace it. It's immaterial where it came from in the first place. If the child was attached to that one and that's the one it's lost, that's the one that needs replacing. I've got a bundle here of David Attenborough DVD box sets. These were given to me by a friend to sell, so they cost me nothing at all, and they have gone out at £14.99 plus postage. This Betty Boop figurine, it's only about 3 inches tall, really not very big at all. Came from the car boot sale in the summer. I got a massive load of stuff from the car boot sale for £2. From a guy. I wanted a couple of Betty Boop things that were on the table. This was not there on the table. This was just, there were a few things on the table. I said to him, how much for these bits? And he said, oh, it's £2 for the lot. And I said, oh, lovely, and collected it. And he said, no, all of it. And I said, haven't I got all of it? And he produced this big bag from under the table and said, no, all of it. And most of the stuff in the bag wasn't Betty Boop. Most of the stuff in the bag was a variety of other junk. But there was some Betty Boop stuff in there, and this was one of them. And this has sold. So, I mean, even if I said it had cost me 20p, I think that would be an over exaggeration, because I don't think it cost me even as much as that. There was loads of stuff in this bag, and lots of it was worth keeping. And she has gone for £34.99. This is the second time she sold. She sold last week for £25 and remained unpaid. The buyer completely ignored my payment request, my reminders. The unpaid item case opened. While the unpaid item case was open, a message came through from somebody saying, did this sell as I wanted to buy it? And I thought, well, you know, it's been on for quite a while. It's been on for a couple of months. But I messaged back and said, oh, it did sell. However, there's an unpaid item case open, and if the buyer doesn't pay, I'll be relisting and I'll let you know. And as soon as I relisted it, he paid full price for it. So I'm pleased with that. These Jacques Vert shoes are another thing that I accepted a best offer on. I had them listed at £19.99 and accepted an offer of £16 on them, and I paid less than 50p. They were in the latest lot of bulk buy clothing sacks that I got. Nice return on 50p there. And this Oliver Bonas blue long sleeve shirt cost me £1 on a sale rail a few weeks ago now, probably maybe as much as 2 months ago, and I accepted a best offer of £10 on that one. Crew clothing. This is quite an old photograph. That photograph was taken in the office, which is another reason why I was happy to take a best offer on this item, because if the photograph's in the office, it's been listed well over a year. It will have come from the sacks and cost me 50p, and I accepted an offer of £10 on that one. I have been accepting a lot of lower offers this week than I might normally consider, because the sales were so slow and I needed to get stuff moving. Also had a few auctions end this week, so this is one of them. This went out for 99p plus postage, and will have cost me 50p, but again, there's not really any profit when it sells for 99, but it keeps things moving and it keeps activity going on your shop. So even if your auctions only go for their starting price, and even if their starting price was only 99p, having things moving on your shop pleases the eBay algorithm, in my opinion, and I know I'm not the only person who thinks that. Next up is another auction item. This autographed black lace dress, again, will have cost me 50p, went out at £1.11. That one reached the dizzying heights of £1.11 on the auctions, that one. And then the next three all went to the same buyer. They've gone to another reseller, actually. A reseller friend has purchased those. So they've gone at 99p respectively. And of course I did combined postage on those. Of course I didn't charge her 3 lots of postage. So I'm going to put those in. They will cost me 50p each, and they're going out at £2.97 for the 3. Another auction item, this Slimmer Free Foods recipe book. I don't know where I got it from. It probably was Card Boot, and I may have paid as much as £1 for it. I'm going to put it in as £1 just in case, and it's sold for 99p, so there we go. That's an outright loss on that one. Additionally, I made a loss on the postage because I accidentally charged only £2.25. I don't know what I was thinking of. Perhaps I thought it would go as large letter, but it was too heavy to go for £2.25 either way. One that did go as large letter, of course, is this Detectives DVD, again given to me by a friend. This one was new and sealed, but they've been listed since before the stock went to the office, so well over 2 years. So it didn't cost me anything, but it's gone out at only 99p. And the background on this photograph for this scarf, that background is my roll-up background that I used to use when I was working out of my other bedroom. So I've been in this room for a year. I was at the office for a year. I was in the loft for over a year taking photographs, and this photograph was taken before that. I would say this listing has been on eBay for about 3.5 years. Everything sells in the end, but is it worth waiting for? You decide. I don't remember where that came from. I really don't. I don't think I would have paid much for it, but I'm going to put it in at 50p and then just be brave. And maybe I paid 50p for it. I don't know. So that's so long ago, I don't know where it came from. A white stuff skirt. Now, white stuff used to hold its value really, really well, but this one's gone out at 99p on an auction. Will have come from the sacks and will have cost me 50p. And then back onto some proper sales. Something to stop me sweating a bit. I accepted a best offer on this Reese burnt orange jumper. Now, I say Reese, some people say Rice. I'm never quite sure which is correct. This again was a Saks item, cost me less than 50p, and I accepted a low offer of £14 on that one. Again, it was a really slow sales day, and you get me at the right point. If you get me at the right point on a no sales day, I'll give you all of it for nout. Honestly, it's a shocker. M&S Tailoring wool blend trousers. These are men's trousers. I believe... No, these must have come in the Saks. They must have come in the Saks because they're used. I did have some M&S retail arbitrage, but these are used and not newer tags. So these must have come in the Saks, which means they must have been 50p, and I sold them for £11.99 plus postage. Capsule grey jersey sweatshirt with leopard print chiffon sleeves. This was sent to me by Lainey. She said to me, you can either keep it or sell it, do whatever you want. I tried it, but I couldn't get on with the sleeves. I tried it on and wore it for a sort of half hour or so, but I could not get on with the sleeves. I found the sleeves difficult. So it cost me nothing, and it's sold for £14.99. A Bayliss and Harding gift set that came from the car boot a couple of weeks ago. I paid £1 for this, and that has sold for £6.99. You will start to notice over the next couple of screenshots that there are sale prices on there. So where it's set, you may notice it says sold for £6.99. Under that, this says £9.99 crossed out. I'm running a 30% sale on about 400 items just to try and get things moving, just to try and get some money in, because things have been really, really dire this week. I started the sale on Saturday, and I'm already seeing results from that. Another sale item, this Peruna Superfine needle cord skirt, was originally priced at £14.99. It's gone out on my 30% sale for £10.49. That's a Sack item, so will have cost me less than 50p. This Gap ladies red and white ladybird print cotton blouse, definitely a Sack item. I remember finding this in the Saks and thinking, oh, it's ladybirds, I'll keep that one. I wouldn't normally bother keeping Gap, but because it was a ladybird print, I thought it was worth it, and it has gone out for £11.99 plus postage. Here Lies Stupid Deaths. I bought this in Newton Abbot when I was visiting Caroline in the summer. I bought it for us to play. We were going to play, Caroline and Ashley and I played it one evening after dinner. It wasn't very good. We didn't find it particularly funny or interesting. So having played it once, we I put it up for sale. I had it on at, I think, £13.99. I had it on a £13.99, and it's gone into the 30% off sale and sold for £9.79. I remember paying £3.99 for it. So not a great return, but at least I didn't lose my £3.99 on a rubbish game. Snowman and the Snow Dog came in fill a bag at the car boot sale a couple of weeks ago. I don't know how this got into the sale, because the sale stuff should have been only things that have been listed for a while. I don't know how that slid in. That's odd. Anyway, it's gone out of £3.67, and as it came in fill a bag, I'm going to price it at 20p, because fill a bag never ends up costing me more than 20p. A Jules Meralda tunic, another Sack item, cost me 50p, and that went out for £13.99. That's gone out in the sale as well, still in the 30% sale. So as you can see, I've had quite a few sales from putting that 30% markdown on. So it does help. This Cath Kidston backpack I bought at the car boot sale a few weeks ago, and I paid £1 for it. And it has gone for £12.99. Did I there's best offer. It went for £11 on best offer. I sent out lots of offers on this. It had lots of watches. I sent out loads of offers, and finally somebody bit. Le Creuset saucepan. These came from the car boot as well. I paid £7 for 2 of them to Steve, my car boot guy, which means it cost me £3.50, and it went out on a special offer, on a best offer at £25. And the Groovy Chick Bang on the Door curtains, another one I accepted an offer on. I priced them at £19.99, accepted an offer of £16. I bought these from the car boot sale last weekend when I was in Nottingham, so they've sold really quite quickly, and I paid £2.50. I paid £5 for 2 pairs, and so that's 1 pair sold at £16. These Tombow dual brush pens were my own, so they cost nothing, and I accepted a £10.50 offer on them. They're actually really expensive pens, and as you can see, I had them listed originally at, I think, £18.99, £16.99, something like that. They went into the sale at £13.99, and then somebody offered me £10.50, and I thought, you know what, they were mine, they haven't cost me anything as such, we'll take the £10.50. Another thing that was my own was this Kipling handbag. So it's cost me nothing because I've actually had a fair amount of use out of that one before I listed it. And that has sold for £25.99. That one went at the full asking price. And the last one for the entire week's sales is this Bowden grey padded jersey bomber jacket. I accepted a best offer of £11 on that one, and that is another sack item that cost me 50p. So I will put the totals at the end. I always put the totals of how much I spent, how much it went for, how many sales there were, and so on and so forth. I hope you've enjoyed this format. Do let me know in the comments below whether you prefer this or whether you prefer the one where I film it as I'm packing, as I'm pulling them out to parcel or whatever. I don't really mind which way around I do it. It's just that this month I forgot to film it, and so I thought I'd do it this way rather than not put it out at all. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry if I've gabbled a bit. I feel like I might have just gabbled my way through the whole thing. And anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with some more of whatever it is I do here. Take care. Bye-bye.